everyone. A very good evening to all of you. Please join me in welcoming Devender from IIM Indore. Devender, welcome to Gradeup.
Thank you,
And
ma'am. It's so nice to be
first
here.
of all, let me thank you. Thank you for agreeing to share your journey with us. Thank you for agreeing to spend some time with us. Devender has a quiz tomorrow morning. Quiz matlab exam hai, and he has agreed to spend about 35 to 40 minutes with us. So before I talk too much, let me go on. Devendra is going to talk to us about his cat preparation, his interviews, and before we start all that, first of all, I want to ask Devendra, how has IIM Indore treated you? Has it lived up to your expectations?
So the thing is, for us, it started online in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a fortunate as well and unfortunate. I don't know why, but I came to campus in November.
Uh-huh.
Campus opened for for the online classes, but we can come to the hostels. And from there, it is an awesome journey from the shift from NSIT to I'm Indore as a day scholar there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my first time in a hostel. So
And
it's
you're
a
loving it.
know. I'm loving it, and at any IIMs or in any MBA degree, there are
Mm-hmm.
many ups and downs that you see in the
That's true.
starting terms. They are very rigorous. The
Mm.
lifestyle changes completely. So I've experienced that, and it was a fun journey till now. And let's see how it goes for another year. We have
Oh,
our
it will go
internships coming up
fantastic. It
in
will
second
go
year.
well. So basically,
Yeah,
Devinder is saying he liked the online classes, but he definitely likes his hostel life. And how's the food, by the way?
the food. Okay, so as I came to hostel for the first 14 days, we got quarantine food, and
Huh.
it came in packets. It was so
Oh,
cold till we got it, and for the starting 15 days, it was not good. But after that, the mess was good food, and we do have many outlets here, 4 5 outlets from the vendors,
okay,
and there's a very delicious food.
okay. Because Indori cuisine is very famous, which is why I thought that maybe the
Yeah,
IIMs also brought a bit of the cuisine into their hostels.
just
All
what
right,
the
good.
like. Yeah, cool.
Pardon, go on, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying that Indore has a very different specialty. They add save to everything. Save is that kind of namkeen that they have.
Where are
I
you
have
from
noticed
originally,
this.
Devinder?
I'm from Rajasthan, but I've
Oh,
lived in Delhi from the start.
Rajasthan also they add save. No, no, they don't add
But
save.
they don't add that to everything. No.
Oh, okay, okay. So you
Yeah.
you'd rather they didn't add it to everything. All right,
Yeah.
good. All right. Uh, is it true? First year is hell and second year is chill, or कि बहुत पढ़ना पड़ता है first year में you hardly get time to sleep, and is it
Actually,
true?
अब जो experience है हमने senior तो सुना है second year का. We haven't been to second year जब जाएंगे
Yeah,
तो
you are
I'll
still
tell
the
you.
first year. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But in the first year, the thing is very rigorous in the first term. There was so many things, case studies, quizzes, assignments, and yeah, about the sleep thing, I hardly got 4 5 hours sleep because we have to do group assignments, coordinate with everything, and I'm also in that cultural committee, so we have to do that also because the thing is, Calcom do all the offline work, but in the online we had to shift. We had to organize some online event just to be there to have that
Okay.
community feeling good. So yeah, for the starting 2 terms, it was very rigorous. Like for the second term, we had some 11, 12 subjects, 19 quizzes, and so
Mm-hmm.
many end-terms, midterms in just 2 months. So we had
So
to take care
basically,
of all that.
it's tough. It's tough, and you have to be prepared to work
Yeah,
hard.
it's very tough.
Somebody
Yeah,
told me in that triangle there is studies and committee work. दोनों एक ही ले लेते हैं. And then there is sleep and there is social life. You can only choose two out
yeah,
of the three. Is that true?
yeah. It actually is kind of Venn diagram. If you
Huh.
choose one and two, you just get one common thing. You just can't choose all the three at the same time.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So far, what we have heard about the IIMs is true. Basically, that you have to work very, very hard. All right.
yeah.
Devinder, I talk a lot, so let me talk a little less and ask you when and why did you decide to do an MBA? Up to you are a mechanical engineer and from NSIT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, actually, it has a story behind it. So when I was in
Please
my
tell us the
engineering,
story. We want to
yeah.
know.
So the thing is, people think that they need very good academic history to get into IIM Indore or any IIM for that matter. They think that their past matters. The past matters, but the thing is you can't change your past. What's done is done. You can't change it. So the thing is when I was in my undergrad, I had good grades in my 10th and 12th. But जब मैं undergrad में आया तो थोड़ा सा change सा हुआ and I wasn't able to study that much. ध्यान भटक गया ऐसे कह सकते हैं. तो वहाँ पे
बहुत लोगों का
I got
भटकता है.
very हाँ तो I got very pathetic grades in the first and second year. So in the fourth year I thought this why not join GATE coaching. Actually my parents are studying on government jobs and all that. ठीक है तो मैंने फाइनल ईयर में कोचिंग ज्वाइन किया गेट का फॉर द फर्स्ट 6 months आई लर्न अ लॉट जो मैंने अब तक 4 साल में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में नहीं सीखा था आई लर्न दैट एंड इट एक्चुअली हेल्प मी इन माय कैट इंटरव्यू इट हेल्प मी अ लॉट बिकॉज जो कैट के इंटरव्यूज होते हैं व्हाट दे आस्क इज कि कई बार वो एकेडमिक से पूछते हैं गास फ्रॉम योर एकेडमिक्स अंडरग्रेड एकेडमिक्स टू व्हाट्स इन ऑल द इंटरव्यूज फॉर इवन इफ यू आर फ्रॉम कॉमर्स और एनीवे
ओके
वो पूछते हैं तुम्हारा कैट्स का द panel is set up like that. They know the things that you learn. So after that, in the middle, I got my result. So I had a single backlog. Okay, so the thing is, my degree got stressed to 6 months. I was like, अब क्या करें? तो गेट देने का फायदा है नहीं. And पढ़ लिया है. But from the starting, I had this acumen that I need to go to the corporate world, be there, live on that competitive edge where you have to prove yourself every day. So I took up CAT. There were hardly 3 months left, I guess. And as an engineer, we have this advantage that we are basically good at quant and these things. Starting. होता है starting से कि तुम्हें quant आता है. I don't know why, but engineers do this. And जो CAT का exam होता है, that is also set up like this. It is basically a little bit easy comparatively to others. Yeah, with a maths background. ठीक है तो फिर I had 3 months. I thought that what should I do now? I made a plan, and believe me that making the plan is the easiest part. You can make plan anytime. There are many people who will guide you that how to make a plan. But implementing in executing it is the hardest part.
True.
That is where most of the people give up.
Did you give up?
No, I didn't. I mean, not that shows that I didn't give up.
Yeah, true.
So the thing is, many will give up. Not just CAT, be it any exam, UPSC or anything. Yeah, people give up very easily after making the plan. So I executed it. Although in the starting, it was not as scheduled, and I scheduled it to be. It was very way idhar udhar, काफी ज़्यादा, but I made my peace with it. अपना time निकाला और एक section का बनाया कैसे पढ़ेंगे. I used to read newspapers and all those things. काफी क्या test series ली. Test series is the most important part because when I joined नहीं की थी कोई coaching, I thought that I already wasted so much money in GATE coaching.
You didn't join any coaching. You did it on your own.
Actually, it was not a waste. I learned a lot from that coaching. But the thing is, I didn't want to invest that much for the CAT. Yeah. So the thing is, I took the online prep material from some institute, and I also took some test series, and I took that, and it helped me a lot because when you give the test, you know that where you are lacking, and you can work on that. So जैसे तीनों होते थे sections, so I divided it in the day, and another important thing is revision. Revision is very important. The thing is, if you solve one thing, वो concept सीखा, but if you don't revise it, then there is no point. तो ये सब किया, notes वगैरह बनाए. Notes is very important उस time पे, क्योंकि engineering में ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं था 4 साल. It was something that.
Okay. I'll interrupt for a moment here, Devender.
Yeah.
So guys, anyone who's listening, Devender looks a very relaxed person and he's very self-effacing. Itna kiya hai, and he keeps saying nahi kiya. 3 things that he didn't do. He thinks he didn't do very well in engineering. He ended up with the back, but he didn't let him, pull him down. He said, okay, let me prepare for GATE. And I think the GATE experience helped him, he says, in doing well in CAT. And 3 months on his own, with mock tests, which is what we tell you, with mock tests and with a plan and discipline, he managed to crack CAT. That is fantastic, fantastic, and it's an inspiration to many. कि आपको
Yeah, exactly.
academically you don't have to be a nerd, you don't have to be there in the 10 and 9.5 CGPAs. If you've not done well, it's fine, because they know that students sometimes slip up. So it's okay to have bad acads, but you need to prove yourself at some point in either the GATE exam or CAT. And Devender, of course, did both, prepared for GATE and took CAT. Great. All right. Then,
Yeah.
how did you do VARC? What did you do for VARC? Because many students, अच्छा engineering है, quant LRDI easy है, but थोड़ा तो problem होता है with VARC.
I know it's your subjects you are asking this. VRC.
Because I want
So
to
the
tell
thing,
my students that English is easier than quant and LRDI.
yeah, exactly. The thing is, from the starting, I studied in English medium school. There are some people
Hmm.
who crack CAT and who haven't been in English medium schools from their primary education and all that. But things I used to read newspapers and all that, and seriously didn't took me that much for the VRC, because the thing is I had this habit of reading from my
Okay.
11th 12th classes standard,
Okay.
that I
So you
used to
read
read a
and
lot.
that helped you.
Yeah, it helped me. And
Great.
the another thing is vocab. You just need to build it up as much as you can, because in VRC there are a lot of words that you have heard for the first time. So you just need to take note of that. And
Okay. So 2 points. Read newspapers, magazines, whatever you can lay. Devendra says he was a good reader, which is why he didn't find the VARC difficult. And the second thing is work on your vocab. All right. Then, what was your CAT percentile, if I may ask?
I wouldn't want to throw any numbers on the students
Okay.
what
No
is me,
numbers
as
then. No
it was just
numbers.
my limit people
Okay.
that
How was
how
your
and this
interview
happened.
process? How
Yeah,
was the interview process? Was it tough? Was it on expected lines? What was it?
yeah. So for my interview process, it was very unexpected. You know, the COVID came, and I thought it would be offline, but it
Huh.
was online for everyone. And I'm
Okay.
Indore, and like for generally, at I'm Indore. So I was lucky at I'm Indore is because they don't take your undergrad graduation percentage for the evaluation criteria.
Okay. So they
That
don't
was
take
the
your
difference.
under
No,
graduation percentile. Okay, good.
yeah, they don't take it. That was a advantage that I got to be that made me come here. And
Hmm.
so my interview was, I thought I'd be having that VAT pay process, but I didn't even have that VAT. For
Oh,
everyone, they scrapped the VAT. So
okay.
for the PI, it was primarily focused on my ACADS, undergrad ACADS, and they asked me some basic questions that why MBA and आपके 12th में इतने अच्छे नंबर है, undergrad में क्यों नहीं है, ठीक है?
Hmm.
तो ये तो क्वेश्चन होता है if you have low percentage and you're undergrad, so they ask you
और
and you
सच बोलना
should
चाहिए,
be.
क्या बोलना चाहिए?
I told them the truth that in the
Good.
starting I thought that I'm very interested in it, but
Hmm.
धीरे धीरे मेरा इंटरेस्ट चला गया 1-2 साल बाद. तो मैंने ऐसे बोला तो they were convinced. I gave them a really
Okay.
good answer. And after that, okay, the thing that I liked, they ask you about your hobbies,
Hmm.
and they will force you on that. They will ask very many questions on that. So I didn't prepare for that much. I prepared for it, but I lacked somewhat there. Got ठीक है, so your hobbies should be clear, and you should know about your hobbies. If you say cricket, you should know about cricket, that
Okay.
what's happening in the world or anything. They can ask you anything, right?
Okay.
And apart from that, they 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 will ask you about your undergrad, that your undergrad curriculum and syllabus, that
Oh, okay.
and they will ask questions on that
So
for
there
sure.
will be questions on your academics because you're a fresher. That is why.
Yeah, because I'm a fresher, there will be
Yeah.
questions on that. But if you have work ex, that's a completely different story.
Yeah. So Devender was a fresher, so they asked him a lot of questions on his undergrad acads and also on hobbies and interests. And what if you didn't have, like in your case, you didn't have, you're telling students, advising them to take up some hobby or interest, or
Yeah,
at least
just
know about
take
it.
it. Yeah, the thing is that at least know about it, even if you don't have it. Just
Hmm.
pick up something, maybe just reading newspaper, but you should know about it. That
Make sure you are
what comes
okay.
along.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So overall, the process was you are relaxed at the end of it. Did you think at the end of the interview that you will make it? Did you get the feeling that ho
So
jayega?
the thing is, I have this problem. I stammer a lot, and it just gives you confidence at sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
I had to overcome it at some phase in my life. So I did that. And after that, well, in the first term, the thing that you learn is not to take stress. If you take stress, you just can't do MBA. That's the uh, basic line, bottom
Okay.
line.
You look like a person, very relaxed and calm person. Is that just an appearance, or you really are the type that you
Yeah,
don't get
from the
very
appearance,
agitated?
it is, and I am also a very calm and relaxed person. That's why I'm in culture committee. So they have this criteria. In cultural committee, you have to be calm
Mm-hmm.
and chill.
Okay, what do you?
Because
So Devender is part of the cultural committee of IIM Indore. What do you have to do to get into the committee? Is it like students who like? Why
so
exactly did you get
no,
into it? Is it good for
so
your CV, or
actually,
you're interested in it, or?
yeah. So I will elaborate on this. तो जब हम campus में जाते हैं, there are a lot of clubs and committees in our
Mm,
college. So like in starting with there are selection processes. So you can apply for only one or two of them, depending कि तुम कहाँ select होते हो. उसके बाद उसका pre-process होता है, and they have this interview where they
mhm,
interview you and give marks to you. And
mhm.
sorry, फिर elections होते हैं, voting होती है campus में.
Oh,
तो
okay.
वहां से ऐसा पूरा लंबा सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस होता है दैट आई व्हेन आई गॉट इनटू कल्चर कमिटी एंड इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ फन या एक्चुअली यू हैव अ community you can say that I belong to this community in the campus.
And that's very important because you're staying away from family, and it's very
Yeah,
rigorous. The whole curriculum is rigorous, so you need something to relax and to in a way take the stress out, but then you're not stressed out. So the key
yeah.
advice of
Is
Devender is
not to
chill,
take
don't
stress.
get too stressed out about anything. Acha, abhi
Not
Devender, there
anything
are
is,
hardly a few
yeah.
weeks for my students to who are facing the interview. So what is one advice you would give my students? कि ये 2-3 weeks में क्या करना चाहिए?
ये चलो हाँ, actually forgot this part in the starting, but the
Hmm.
thing is, you will get call from many institutions, from many IIMs, and there might be chances that you will not convert one, two of them your dream college, and it happens a lot. So people
Hmm.
लोग क्या करते हैं, स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं फिर कि मैंने इसको कन्वर्ट नहीं किया, अब मेरा क्या होगा. The thing is, in the starting, I applied for IIT Bombay, so they take 80% engineers. I was pretty sure कि at least interview तो दूंगा मैं, बट मेरे को वहाँ से शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं आया. सर लाइक ठीक है भाई कोई नहीं. फिर मेरा IIM इंदौर का एक्चुअली शॉर्टलिस्ट के बाद आया था, एंड आई आल्सो कन्वर्टेड DB एंड DFS
Okay.
फ्रॉम दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी. तो मैंने वहाँ एडमिशन ले लिया था, एंड आल्सो फॉर FMS आई गॉट अ शॉर्टलिस्ट, बट आई couldn't convert it because वहाँ तो प्रोसेस ही नहीं हुआ था लास्ट ईयर.
Hmm.
It was just based on your merit, 10, 12,
Oh.
graduation and the CAT. वहाँ पे कोई ऐसा PI का प्रोसेस नहीं हुआ था लास्ट ईयर. सो ऐसा होता है कई बार कि तुम्हें तुम्हारा कॉलेज नहीं मिलता है. यू थिंक दैट अब तो स्ट्रेस में आ गए, अब तो अगला कॉलेज नहीं निकलेगा, कि वैसे स्ट्रेस में आ जाते हैं लोग. फिर बट दे स्टार्ट गोइंग अप द इंटरव्यूज. कई बार ऐसा होता है, and they think that suppose their dream college is IIM Indore and they are giving DFS DB, तो वहाँ पे कई बार होता है कि they don't perform as well.
Yeah.
तो ऐसा नहीं है, हर जगह give your 100%, yeah, and just make good use of this time that you have. start start prepping अपना अकार्ड्स का जो अंडर ग्रेड का होती है दोबारा से रिवाइज करो, हॉबीज का एंड ऑल दैट. ये है 4-5 चीजें दैट शुड बी केप्ट इन माइंड. एंड कुछ स्टैंडर्ड से क्वेश्चंस है जो हमेशा होते हैं, व्हाई MBA, व्हेन डिड यू चूज टू
And
डू
कुछ
MBA.
standard answer भी हो जा रहा है उसके लिए.
हाँ,
Why
इंट्रोडक्शंस.
MBA? Most engineers say, I've got the technical skills, I want to get the managerial skills. And I tell
या
them,
एग्जैक्टली व्हाट दे से.
कुछ अलग बोलो अपने आप सोच के. Yeah.
या एंड द इंट्रोडक्शन शुड बी क्रिस्प. वो सबसे मेन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग होती है. जब भी हम स्टार्ट
Introduction.
करते हैं द इंट्रोडक्शन इज द फर्स्ट थिंग.
Yeah,
एंड
true.
वहाँ पे जज करते हैं इंटरव्यूअर्स काफी ज्यादा, तो स्टार्टिंग इंटरव्यू वहीं से स्टार्ट हो जाता है. दैट
और
इज
उसी इंट्रोडक्शन से
इम्पोर्टेंट
वो
पार्ट.
लोग क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं.
हाँ,
Yeah.
एग्जैक्टली. सो एटलीस्ट यू शुड ड्राइव द इंटरव्यू देयर. instead of them driving it. You should learn that skill. At least learn तो नहीं होती है दो तीन हफ्ते में बिना इंटरव्यूज के, but still you should try कि you are leading them, कि अब मुझसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछो. And it actually helps when you come to IIM Indore or any MBA college for that matter, because आने के बाद यहाँ बहुत इंटरव्यूज देने पड़ेंगे काफी ज्यादा.
Summers and all के लिए.
Summers, committees, clubs, for everything you will need to give interviews.
Okay, so the key thing here is number one, take every call seriously, not just your dream institute, because anything can happen. And second thing is start preparing well, and prepare by focusing on your introduction. What are you going to tell in the introduction? Because how did you drive the interview with the introduction? क्या बताया आपने, आपको याद है?
Actually जो बात है ये मैंने IIM Indore में आने के बाद सीखी. उस टाइम नहीं पता था कैसे खुद ड्राइव करना होता है.
नहीं, IIM इंदौर के इंटरव्यू में do you remember anything of the introduction?
Yeah, remember it for my introduction. I just the standard part होता है कि सबसे पहले तो तुम्हारा undergrad कहाँ से था and why did you choose MBA, उसका एक reason, and कहीं एक ऐसी चीज डालनी होती है कि जो अधूरी हो, कि उन्हें लगे कि we should ask on this, और तुम्हें उसके बारे में आता हो बहुत अच्छे से. ठीक है, तो there should be this, ठीक है, and your family background, so some of these basic things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you are right now, like what you're doing, how did you ever think that this is what I'm going to do when you're, let's say, in your engineering, or when you were sitting for CAT, or even the interviews?
Actually, I didn't. मेरे दिमाग में था नहीं कि I would be studying at IIM Indore at some day in my life.
How did you feel the moment you saw that you've been selected, convert हो गया आपका call? What was that feeling?
It was the thing is कि मेरा पहले DFS DBA में convert हुआ था, and उस time even my family was like अच्छा MBA कर रहा है, ठीक है, उन्हें नहीं पता था कि what is DFS and DB, and they were like, okay, actually my father is in education sector. MBA का पता है, but they didn't know about these colleges. ठीक है, तो मैं आया उस दिन, तो मतलब from my undergrad they thought that I couldn't do this kind of stuff, go to an IIM or something. So I told them, okay, I got into IIM Indore, I cleared it, I just got a call, and they were so happy. But that was one of the greatest moments in my life.
Great achievement. Great achievement. True. It's a wonderful achievement, and so proud of you that you did that. And I like the fact that you're so honestly and frankly sharing all these experiences for our students, for them to learn, because at every point there are so many questions.
Exactly. Everyone has a story, and they just keep it to themselves. They think that everyone is polished and everything. When they give interviews, that they had a perfect life. They studied everything. They had very good grades from the beginning, and they work hard and nerd and all those things. So there should be a change of perception that everyone is like you. There are people in this world, and they're all humans. Everyone has their own tragedy and those things, but they learn to work these things out. They know how to get ahead in life, and just so there is this quote that I want to share, and actually I followed it from the beginning, from my 10th class. It says that life always gives you choices. What you choose makes a difference. It's from a movie.
Absolutely.
So it is a quote that I followed from the beginning.
And you did make the right choices, and you are where you are. Fantastic. Very good. Last few words of advice for my students. Pardon?
Yeah, okay. The last few words, as just to add on to the previous one, people do think at some point of their life that they don't have any choice, and they're stuck with something. But the thing is, if you look deeper, you always have choices, whatever you do, and the choice you make will always make the difference. So just always
how do you convince a person to look deeper into himself? That is the question that I'm going to ask you.
Cool. How to convince? So the thing is, if you made a choice, people do make wrong choices all the time. They do. I'm not saying that always make the right choices. The thing is, if you choose a wrong decision, or you just make a wrong choice, you will know at some point of time that you have made a wrong choice. That's the time. when you have to look deeper and see that if you can do something else to just improve it or just do
It's
something
never too
else.
late to change.
Yeah, exactly. Never too late to change. That's it.
Right. There is someone. Naveen, would you like to ask Devender something? I missed the question earlier on. All right. Some of our students following you seem very inspired by what you're doing. There are lots of congratulations coming up. I don't see any specific question yet. Yes, any questions, guys? So here we have
Maybe I
a
explained it
story
very well.
of someone who says, look, I was not a great student, which I didn't pay much attention to my studies. I had a back even. I was preparing for GATE. And then in the 3 months when I got my back, I decided to take CAT. And he did it on his own by taking the test series. So one thing he says is revision is most important. He was a good reader, so for him VARC was not a problem, and because of his GATE and engineering background, the quant and LRDI part were easy, and we have made it easier for you by giving it to you. But more important than that, what is most inspiring about Devender is he's frank. He talks to you that, look, I'm not Superman, I've got lots of weaknesses, but I have overcome all with a belief in myself, including what he said is stammering, could hardly make it out. What course did you choose in MBA? Naveen Shakti. Yeah, he chose a lot of courses, I suppose. Yeah, you want to
I'll
expand on
just
that, on what
yeah, I'll
is
just
your
answer this. At IIM
yes,
Indore,
please
we have
do.
a yeah. At IIM Indore, we have a general MBA course. There is no specialization
There's
like
no
in some
specialization.
other
Most
IIMs.
IIMs
There
don't,
is.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, most times don't, and we have to choose electives in our second year. We have
Mm,
a bidding process
mm.
where you can choose any mix of subjects that you want, be it FIN, operations, marketing, or you can choose just one category of subjects, like only marketing. So that's what goes on in second year
What do you
of
want to
MBA.
do? What roughly क्या idea है आपको?
So I'm a bit inclined towards marketing. So I think
Marketing.
I'll be choosing marketing-based subjects in the
Marketing
second year.
based subjects. Yeah, he's into marketing and marketing based subjects. Good choice. Marketing drives a lot. Actually, it's a marketing which drives finance also, which is what my mentor
Yeah,
told me. He said, पैसा कहाँ कौन लाता है? Everybody
marketing is
does.
actually the backbone of every company. Without marketing, there is
Absolutely.
no company that will work. Yeah.
There is Shubham who wants to know, I have quant phobia. How did you handle quant?
Okay, the thing is quant phobia. May I ask, like, if he's online, that from which team he is? Like, if he's an engineer, like the people think you have engineering maths and that the quant is the really easiest part. Actually, the thing is, I also prepared for some government jobs in the starting in my fourth year for some SSC and all those things, and they had a similar kind of quant, all those problems. So I just worked harder on them just to improve, to get it to the level of CAT, right, and prepared for it. The thing is, the more questions you solve, the more you get better at it. You actually explore all the dimensions of that problem that can be there for the quant. That's a pain point that you have to
Did you
crack
hear
quant.
that, Shubham? Practice, and the more you practice on it, the better you will get at it, right?
The
Uh,
thing is the variety of questions that he solves, that anyone can solve in quant.
the
The
variety of
variety
questions.
matters more than the quantity in a
Yes,
solving
it's
quant.
not how many, but the variety. It's not how much, but the variety of questions, the different types of questions that you solve, and keep practicing, and that would make it better. All right, that is what. Oh, you are from Indore, Shubham? Yes. So even Devender is from Indore. So welcome to Indore. Works both ways. Uh, okay, Vishwajit wants to know, can an average student crack CAT and GATE? Average student, who can I
I
crack
just
CAT and GATE? Well, I think Devender has been trying to tell me my average student who from a long time, and I refuse to believe it. But yeah, there is no such thing as an average student. There are days when you don't do
thing
well,
as
there
average
are
student.
exams that you
Exactly.
don't
There
do
is
well.
no such thing.
But
Yeah.
he neglected his acads, and he still managed to crack. He had a planned. I think you missed the first part when Devender talked about the importance of having a schedule and a plan of preparation. And so he said he was never among the the nerdy top percentilers, but he still made it because he believed in himself, and he had a very good method of preparation. And overall, Devender, you have the potential. That's the main thing. Whether
Thank you.
you admit it or not, I think that is the main thing. The belief comes from the fact that you have the potential, and that is what we really that is the lesson that we got from you. So there you have a lot of fan following here, all of them listening to you. And thank you very much for sharing your views with us. And the stories were really inspiring. I, for one, found it really, really special. I was very nervous initially. I said, "Kya baat karenge?" I belong to the next generation. I said, "What will I?" And I
No,
end up
it's
talking more than the person I interview. But in your case, it was an absolute pleasure having you here. Gradeup would love to host you in Noida. Whenever you're in Delhi or Noida, just drop in, and we
for
would be
sure.
delighted to have you here. All right. Okay, all
Yeah,
my
ma'am.
students are sending you their congratulations and thanks. Do keep in touch. I hope to catch you some other time just before the interviews and motivate our students further. But
Thank you,
our
ma'am.
interview, I'm sure, will inspire and motivate a lot of people. Maybe some of them will meet you in IIM Indore after the end of this round of interviews,
Possibly.
and
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Please, if anyone comes, please say hi to me. I'll be in PGP2 probably by then. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was a
Thank
nice
you
interaction.
so much.
It was so nice to meet
Absolute
you.
pleasure, Devender.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, guys. All right, guys. Now we will continue our series of interviews and questions and talks with IIM toppers, with people who've made it in the interviews, just for you to know what the process is like and how you can also crack it. And next year, I hope to see many of you here, the same place that I see Devender. Let us all thank Devender, and I am signing off here.